Hi, welcome back to a new vlog. This week is the number 6 in the Procreate series. So today what we're gonna do is use the same cake we did 2 weeks ago in the episode 4. And we're gonna turn it into a sticker and a sticker sheet. So I want to show you how to make a die cut sticker and a sticker sheet in Procreate. So let's do this. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna duplicate the file we made with the animation last week. So you swipe left, and then in the middle there's gonna be duplicate copy or something, I don't know in English. You do that, and then you're gonna open it, and we should have kept our original everything at the bottom, so we're just gonna delete everything that we did for the animation up here. So the fastest way to do it is select everything, group it, and then delete it. And this was our cake with nothing on it, and this is our layers. So we just keep this, and then it's gonna be really easy for the die cut sticker. We're gonna take the color white, and then for the brush I recommend the round brush. And then we're gonna wait, I think I'm gonna duplicate this layer so I can flatten it, and then this is gonna be our like safe. Okay, so now we have our flat layer, and then we're gonna add another layer under it. Oh, I need to close the... Yeah, don't forget to close the animation assistant. Okay, so now we have our cake layer on top, and then under it we open a new layer, and that's where we're gonna draw our little white border. So find a size of brush that you're comfortable with. Yeah, it needs to create like around maybe 0.5 centimeter border. Wait, for a die cut sticker it can be less. I think it can be like 0.3. It depends if you want to have... So for the stickers, your border doesn't necessarily have to be white. It can be like any color actually, and you can mention how wide you want it to be, like if you want the white to stay like that large next to it or not, so you can decide. Sometimes the printer is gonna do it for you also, you don't have to add it. But if you want to print it yourself, then you can do it this way. So what you're gonna do is try to be really steady and go around like this. But like if you make mistakes, we can fix it after. Like here, I didn't like it's too thick, so I'm just erasing it a little bit. The rest seems fine to me. And then what you're gonna do is hide the cake layer, and then we're gonna fill this because this needs to be all white, preferably. Oops. You need to see, like, sometimes if you want to do, for example, wait, I have some examples of mistakes here and some that I did well. So something like this, if you want to do this, you're not gonna add a white border. They're gonna make it by themselves with the glitter border. If you add white, you're not gonna see any glitter at all. So what you can do is make a white layer under your illustration just to be sure it's fully opaque if you don't want any glitter showing through. But if you wanted glitter showing through, you could do like a little transparent background and then you could see some glitter, or you could erase some parts so that you could see glitters and stuff like that. And what happens if you don't do a white background like this under a little transparent painting, like the brush I use here? If I hide the white layer, you see that we can kind of see the background a little bit at some places, like here. I don't know if you can see well, but the color is like a little transparent. If you were to send this file like this, like I did previously, to be printed on some holographic paper, this will happen. So you see here the cake is almost non-existent because it was a little transparent, so the only thing we see is the holographic paper. But the cherries was not transparent, so we see them pretty well. And the cat was kind of in between. But this is a mistake that you can learn from. And like, this is me learning from my mistake, basically. The second one, it's different finish, but still, like, now I know. So if I were to send this cake to be cut like a die cut sticker with no special finish, I would send it like this and ask that like they cut in the middle of this white part so that it's not too big either. But if you like it like this, you could ask them that they cut over the white line also. Like, you can make the border how big you want, literally. And if I wanted to print on something like this and have only like the sideshow kind of holographic, then I would erase the white until like the extremity of the cake, just so that the white border is under the cake. And then I would tell them to make a holographic border. So I do like this, is it clear? Also, like, you can go into more detail and then just add yourself the cut line in like Illustrator or whatever. I do that sometimes. It depends on the printers. A lot of them prefer to do it themselves. Some can let you do it yourself. Like, if you're really used to it. It's just that often people make mistakes when they do that. They make it too small or blah blah, so they'd rather do it themselves, I think. And then we're gonna group this and hide it, because now we're gonna do... Wait, I'm gonna show the background again. So now I'm gonna show you how to make a quick little sticker sheet. We're gonna get our little banner first. So I made some sort of little banner at the top. Yeah, make it a little bit bigger. And then here I'm gonna write what it's about. So this one is gonna be strawberry cake. I have my font I can use actually. I don't know if you saw this video before that I made, but I created a font. We're gonna call it Strawberry Cake Festival. And then my font is called Sour Type. Strawberry Cake Festival is gonna be the name. And then I'm gonna reopen this one that we had before, the safe one. And I'm gonna duplicate it again and hide it again. And then flatten it again. And this one is gonna be the first one in our sticker sheet. I think we're gonna leave the background white, so I'm gonna leave it like this. And then we're gonna put it here. Let's see, this is... Maybe this one can be a little bit bigger and it can be like the main element. Let's see. And we're gonna put it, yeah, here. So when you make a sticker sheet, something you want to be mindful of is don't put anything too close to the borders. And then you need to space your elements correctly also. It can't be too close to each other. If you do your sticker sheet at home, you have more margin for this, I think. Like, if you use like a Cricut or a Silhouette machine, I think you can do much more than if you send it to a manufacturer because they're more like they want to reduce the mistakes as much as possible, so they're not gonna want your items to be too close. Usually it's like half an inch, I think, that it needs to be apart. It can be a little closer depending on the manufacturer and like what they know their machine can do easily. But you need to see, like, never make a sticker sheet before looking at the place you want to print it, how, like, their requirements, because it's gonna be a waste of time, even for the size. This is like a custom size, but I don't think everywhere necessarily does custom sizing. So first step is always to check the website of the company you want to print with. I know that the company I print with, you can do whatever you want almost, so that would be fine, but I'm not printing this anyway. But okay, so now we should add little elements to our sticker sheet. I think it's Strawberry Cake Festival, so we're definitely adding a strawberry. And I'll use the same brush I used before, Max U Gouache Natural. It's the same one I used for the cake. And this is on a different layer. Always, when you do a sticker sheet, never put anything on the same layer. You're gonna regret it. You're just gonna have to end up cutting everything to make everything on a separate layer because it's too annoying otherwise to move things. Maybe this is a good size. Another thing you need to be mindful of when you do a sticker sheet is the color profile that your printer wants, your manufacturer or your printer at home, what color he takes. My printer prints in RGB colors, so I do everything I want in RGB all the time, and then I just send it and it's fine. But I know that it's really not everyone who does this. Sadly, not all the companies print RGB colors. And also sometimes they want you to print in a specific RGB palette. Not RGB. Yeah, RGB also, but CMYK, like they're gonna tell you their color profile of their printer, and then you should adjust your file in that same profile if you want the best results. I mean, yeah, sometimes they're gonna do it for you, but if you wanna have all the control on the design and how the color comes out, you should do it yourself. Yeah, so I think it's a little bit too big now, so I think I'm gonna make it smaller. Also, it looks, does it look like strawberries? Interesting shape. I think I want a little contrast in the green area here. Yeah, better. So we have a strawberry here. So it's festivals. I think I'll use maybe a star we could add. And I feel like I should do different types of strawberries if it's a festival. So I'll do a pink. I think I'll add a pink strawberry also. I think that I'm gonna use this star to decorate the sheet. So one thing oops, I should duplicate it before I put it forward here. So one thing you can do also is add decorative elements to your sticker sheets that are not gonna get printed, and then oops, you can tell the manufacturer what you want printed. Like here I decided I think I'm gonna add some little stars everywhere in the background. Not everywhere, but some places. Also, I'm gonna sign it. Sometimes I put my logo and sometimes I sign it like if it's a signature by hand. think it's cute. Okay, so we're gonna add this. So for like the signature and the stars, we're not gonna have them printed, they're just decorative elements. But it's something you can do, otherwise it makes your sheet looks like a little empty if you don't add anything in the background. I mean, it can be fine, but it's also cute to decorate a little bit the background. If you want, and if you want. Sometimes the style is gonna look better if everything is a sticker. Some people, they don't like it also. So this is what it is looking right now. I made 2 strawberries. I think those little things are gonna be also stickers. And like one thing to note is if you don't want to have a white border around your stickers, you have to be mindful to make it a little bigger than what you would want it to be, because like the cut line, let's show you with this, but the cut line is gonna, like the machine is gonna end up cutting on the inside like this, just to make sure that there's no white border around if you don't want one. So make them a little bigger and then tell them to cut inside. So the real sticker is gonna be a little bit smaller than this, technically, because it's gonna cut inside. So if you don't want that, like you could say that this one you wanted to cut outside the cake, and those one you want to cut inside the strawberry, like stuff like that. You can tell them like how you want things to be. So here I put those 2 things on the same layer, which was a mistake. So what I can do is, it's like what I told you not to do. I circle one and then swipe with 3 fingers down and then cut and paste. So now it's on its own layer, and then I can move it wherever I want. And I want this one to be here because I want this bubble text to be lower here. And then it's gonna say I love strawberries. I love cake? What do we want? Maybe I love cake. I think we're gonna add a little bit of this because it's cute and it's a fun decorative element for if you do like journaling or something. Where can we put one? And then I'll add a little bit of confetti. Like you could add a lot more stuff, but I think it's gonna be this for me. This could be you could have this cut actually. I think it's big enough. The tiny hearts and things I'm drawing now. I don't know where my camera just cut, but yeah, I think there's enough space in between everything, especially if you print it at home. But yeah, and then you can choose to ask to cut even the tiny details like this with a white border if you would like. Even a strawberry could have a white border. I mean, if you do everything the rest with a white border, you should also do those. But I just wanted to say that if you want it to be cut inside so that there's no white, you need to make it bigger than what you want the final thing to look like. And like leave a little gap around, just to be sure it doesn't cut any important parts. But yeah, if you want it with a little white border, the background is white, so you don't have to add anything white. But if it was a different color and you wanted a white border, then you would have to do the same thing we did before. Or you can tell them sometimes they don't want you to make the border yourself, they want to do it, so you would just send it like this and tell them what you want to be a sticker. Etc. Another thing is about the files, how to export the files. For this one, you would hide the background here, and you would export as a PNG. Export as PNG, because if you don't export as a PNG, it's gonna show the background. You could also export as a PDF. You need to see with your manufacturer, but usually PNG is fine for stickers because it's just a simple image. For like a die cut sticker, but for the sticker sheet though, it depends. Because they're gonna ask you to send one image, so you could export it as PNG again and send it like this, or they might want all the stickers that are gonna get cut on a different layer, so then you would have to export the layers and either as PNG or a PDF. It depends of their requirements, but yeah, that's why I said always look with your manufacturer, your printer first, because sometimes also they have templates they want you to use. All the companies are different, so I just mostly wanted to cover the design part of it more than the technical stuff, because it really depends. I have a sticker sheet. I'll show you the sticker sheet design I made before. So I made this sticker sheet before, and I added the white border, but I forgot to tell them that like I wanted them to cut in the middle of this border, so they made it bigger, and like I was so confused at first, but then I realized I just never told them. So there's that. You really need to tell them what you want. Also, another thing is that I should have asked them to cut also the small items in the background, but I didn't, so I feel like it's a lot of wasted opportunity. Yeah, if you want to learn from my mistakes, take notes. Like, all of this could have been cut, so it should have. This is my first sticker sheet ever. I like it still. I don't think it's bad. I really like the illustrations. They're so cute. But yeah, next time, like, there's still a little bit of stuff I would do differently. So that's what I wanted to tell you. But yeah, it's still cute, eh? So I guess that concludes this vlog. So that's all for this vlog. I hope you liked it and you learned something, maybe. I hope so. Let me know if you want me to go in more detail over the manufacturer and printer, how to set up the file correctly. Like, I could find a manufacturer online and like film it, like go to see their requirements and everything they want. If they have a template or something, we could do that. It's just that there's so many manufacturers that like I wasn't sure if it was useful, like, because even if I show you how one website wants you to do it, it's not gonna be the same for everyone, so I don't want to cause any, how do you say, misunderstandings maybe. But yeah, let me know if you end up making some sticker sheets or something I want to see. If you have also tips or tricks or whatever that I didn't talk about, or if I said anything wrong, you think, let me know, please. I make mistakes too, and maybe there's stuff I'm doing wrong and I still haven't realized, so please just let me know. But yeah, so that was the last week that we were using the cake. If you're tired of seeing the cake, it's the last week. From next week we're gonna make something different, and next week is gonna be about how to make a small simple pattern, repeat pattern in Procreate, like to make pattern design. We're gonna do that, or we're gonna get an easy one next week, okay, because it's a little bit difficult at first to remember everything, and there's also only the very simple type of pattern that I do in Photoshop that I do in Procreate personally. The more complex styles I do in Illustrator or Photoshop, just because it's less work, but you can do them all in Procreate. Yeah, but I never do it because I think it's too long, and I have access to the other softwares, but I can try to find someone who does it, the more complex one, if someone is interested, but we're gonna talk about it next week. So I hope if you're interested in that one, look forward to it. It should be a longer video, okay? I'm telling you now. The videos up to now have been kind of short, but pattern design is complicated. There's a lot of steps and things you need to think about and remember, so it should be longer than usual. I say that, but yeah, no, it's gonna be longer than usual. So, see you next week. Bye. Have a nice weekend.